Okay, so we are going to be husking corn today and storing for the winter. So step one is going to your local farmer market and getting yourself some corn. Personally, I'm going to be storing 5 dozen corn for the winter time. So depending on the size of your family, do what you need to do. So step one is husking the corn. This is the corn silk here on the top. It's actually super healthy for you. So if you have animals, you have chickens, goats, save that. Save all of it actually, but especially that top part because it's really healthy for them, especially going into the winter. It's good for them to have that. So separate it, pull this off, snap off the end. I usually just have another bag going right here where I can put the husks. And then what you'll notice at this time of year as well is at the end here, you don't want this, so you can just snap that off. Another great snack for your animals. Same thing on this one. You can also use a knife if you want. Whatever works. Whatever you have access to, really. It depends on where you're doing this. They don't need to be perfect. Personally, when I'm cooking corn on the cob, or even if I'm doing just like what do you even call those? Like canned corn, except for not fresh corn. I don't really mind if there's the corn silk in there. It's super healthy for you anyways. Personal preference, personal opinion. So, and then you're just going to continue. And one thing to watch out for, not to be alarmed of, just to be aware of, is what I'm about to show you. Oh, I lost it. But, let's see if we can find another one. So you need to watch out for this. Definitely need to cut that off. Oh, here it is. Look at that. Fell off right onto my cutting board. You can see this. It's a worm that is in the corn, and it's having a really nice snack. So I'm going to put it in the bag here with the corn husks. And the chickens will have that as a nice, juicy little snack. See. So, nothing to be alarmed of, just squash it. You definitely don't want it in your house. Just squash it. It does not mean that there's anything wrong with that piece of corn. Everything's fine. All you need to do is just cut off the piece that the caterpillar has been snacking on. It's nothing to get angry about and contact your farmer's market and tell them that they sold you bad corn. It's not. It's just a fact of life. It's just nature, the time of year. And I think, too, probably should be an encouraging sign to you that your local farmer's market is not using really harsh chemicals on the food that you're about to store for your family. So likely you should be happy about it. All right, so continue on. Husk your corn. And then we'll get back together for step 2. Hasn't done too much damage. kind of just look at the ends. If I don't like the way the end looks, just cut it off. Okay, so next, Ziploc bags. Personal preference, we use corn in 2 different ways. So we like it when it's off the cob and we like it on the cob. So for soups, we use it on the cob. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, I'm going to cut it into quarters. Alrighty, so let's get started. I have quite a pile of corn here, don't I? So all I'm doing, make sure your knife is nice and sharp, because this is not like cutting through a piece of bread, right? As you can see, it's a bit of a challenge. And I keep my Ziploc bag here as I've cut them up. That one ended up being thirds because I'd cut part of the end off because of the worm. So it's either going to be thirds or like this one that's a bit longer, quarters, just like that. This way, you know the corn that you're eating over the winter, especially because we have all those worms on it. You know it's better for your body than the stuff you're going to be buying at the supermarket when it's not in season in Ontario anymore. Oh look, we have a little friend there. Can you see him? Little worm friend. He just wants to eat too, just like us, right? Easy peasy. Do your best to get as much of the air out of the bag as you close it as you can. Makes for better freezing. People have lots of opinions about how to freeze things. Some people will do Ziploc bag like this, put water in this, freeze that and put this inside it. Personal opinion, I just do it like this. We use them up quite quickly, so we don't have the opportunity to get freezer burn. If you're talking about storing for years, maybe you need to do the sacrificial ice, but for us, we go through this before next year, so we're good. All right, the second way that I store corn is I cut the corns off the cob and freeze them. So I've seen some cool ways to do this. I've never tried it. I just do it the old school way. Hold it up and down like this and just cut them off. Seen this cool video where you get like an angel fruitcake pan and like force the cob through there. I've never tried it, but maybe it can work. This is pretty quick, to be honest, so never really felt the need to go look for an angel fruitcake pan to do that with, because it's not something I make. And again, I'll save the cobs for the goats. Yeah, if you're sensitive about the corn silk being in there, just wash them off really good. But I know the health benefits of the corn silk, so I don't mind it. I like to do my projects in sizes that I can manage in one sitting. When you try to do, 5 dozen at once or even 3 dozen at once, maybe you can't get that done because, children will be coming home from school soon. Still have dinner to do. So I like to do what I can do. I don't like to try to do too much, because you don't end up doing the job properly, and you kind of lose the joy in doing it when you feel, oh, I have to get this much done right now. So again, with this, I'm just squeezing as much of the air out of that bag as I can. And there you've got 2 dozen corn ready for winter.